right. Welcome back. So now we're going to talk about Pratipaksha Bhavana. Prem Baba said, yoga is the perfect balance of concentration and relaxation. And in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali says, when disturbed by disturbing thoughts, think of the opposite. And so science would call this cognitive reframing. The practice of Pradipaksha Bhavana, it involves 3 stages: delusion, substitution, and sublimation. A healthy state of mind involves keeping oneself free from negative emotions such as sadness, dejection, worry, tension, anger, hate, greed, and pride. It also involves replacing these negative sentiments with constructive ones. In Ayurveda, there's a useful method for promoting healthy thinking, and it's known as Pratipaksha Bhavana. The term means moving to the other side of the mansion. It indicates the mind's ability to shift its awareness from a negative object to a positive one. Prati, other, or opposing. Paksha, as in the wing or the half, and bhavana, the dwelling, the home. Yeah. Pratipaksha Bhavana has these 3 stages. So the first stage, delusion. You recognize a negative thought the moment it arises and take control of it. By withdrawing your attention from the negative thought, you prevent it from rooting itself in your mind. Practice being vigilant about your thoughts and avoid entertaining negative ones. For example, if you have had a bad temper or procrastinate, do not conclude that you are helpless against these traits. Avoid justifying negative thoughts by attributing them to a past karma or other external factors. Instead, acknowledge them without becoming too upset, as resisting or struggling with negative thoughts can intensify them. So like the first part is just in diluting the energy, super simple to talk about, much less simple to affect. And so this first part, you might even say that it is a conscious relaxation. So you become aware of the negative thought, and then you relax, not having to change anything, not having to resist or attribute. This thought, comes from XYZ place or what have you. So you relax. In the second stage, substitution. You replace the negative thought with positive affirmation. For instance, if you're worried, think of great personalities who exemplify calmness and cheerfulness. Visualize the blissful face of Buddha or Jesus or any spiritual ideal that inspires you. When anger arises, replace it with thoughts of compassion and forbearance. In the third stage, sublimation. You continue the substitution process. Negative thoughts might reoccur, but they will gradually lose their force. The positive thoughts will begin to dominate. With sustained practice, the negative becomes sublimated and eventually disappears. This represents the final stage of Pratipaksha Bhavana. So, how to? That's a lot of theory. What's the practical piece? Well, being present. So if we're focused on the present rather than tracing the origins of a negative thought, we have a greater opportunity to maintain some of the energy, because running after the origins requires a great deal of prana. And so preserving some prana by being present instead of, running into the past or the future. The question of when the negative pattern began is less important. Being present is paramount. Then remembering that our lives reflect our energetic patterns, right? We talked about samskaras. How about some of the kleshas, right? Our likes, our dislikes, the conditioning from our life's experiences. Sometimes resisting certain behaviors can reinforce their presence. So aligning our energetic patterns with healthy configurations helps attract different experiences and changes habits. Remembering that we are extensions of the most divine one. Understanding ourselves really reveals positive qualities, overcoming negativity. When you can connect with the divine within, it is a resource of boundless peace. And so we can tap in to that resource at any time. And it helps. It helps to discharge and to short wire the pattern of negativity when we remember that we are so sourced, so supported. Negativity is an illusion. So the goal of positive thinking then is to completely change our mental patterns. We are not going to be able to eliminate our old samskaras. They'll always be with us, but we can sublimate them. We can cover them with positive patterns, positive samskaras. We can redirect the current of our energy over and over and over again until we have alternatives to the old patterns. So, yeah. The goal of positive thinking is to change the mental patterns. It leads to profound transformation, cumulatively, piece by piece. But also you need to remember not to suppress any genuine feelings of pain, grief, or sadness. These emotions should be acknowledged, expressed, and allowed to heal. All right. Come right back.